Hi guys, Brian here. Welcome back to 40 Feet of Fame. The story of Hollywood's famous sidewalk. I was just caught a surprise on that one. When we last left off, right now we're on the north side of Hollywood. We left off there at the break where Johnny Mac Brown was. When they did this section here, they redid this, they moved some of these stars. Nowadays what they do is they lift them up, they redo a section, they put the stars right back down again. But they moved these stars here. That's why, even though you're at the far end here, you still got some doubled up here. So we're going to be starting with George Meeker, and we're going to be going down to William Wellman, down by the opening of the Pep Boys. But that's this episode of 40 Feet of Fame. So let's go learn some stuff. So here we go. Please keep in mind all the celebrities that we're going to be talking about today all received their stars on February the 8th of 1960. So all of these, none of these were dedicated any other time. These were all done at the same time as part of that main dedication on February 8th of 1960. We start today with George Meeker. Now, George Meeker, a lot of these people are people you might not be familiar with, character actors, journeyman actors, whatever, people that you may, one way or another, you go, oh, if you think about it, or look them up on IMDb or something like that. But most notably, he was a captain playing poker with Clark Gable in Gone with the Wind. He was also in Casablanca and Yankee Doodle Dandy and Oxbow Incident. He was known as the guy you love to hate. He was one of those handsome men, but he always played kind of a jerk sort of a thing. I mean, that's the best way I can describe it. I had 187 acting credits, by the way, just for God's sake. Next up is Don Amici. Don Amici is from Kenosha, Wisconsin. Don Amici got 2 stars on this date. There's this one, and there's one further down the street at 6313. This one is for television. The other one is for radio, if I'm not mistaken. People later on, I knew growing up because he played Alexander Graham Bell. And things like that. But otherwise, people know him from things like Cocoon or Trading Places, or he was on 3 episodes of The Love Boat, for God's sake. I mean, I think that's pretty cool. Sidney Landfield. Now, Sidney Landfield was a director. Sidney Landfield, he directed a number of Bob Hope films, first of all, but this is just the way your life goes in this business. He went from directing Bob Hope films to Hounds of the Baskerville to a Bachelor's Father, McHale's Navy, and a number of Addams Family episodes, which I think is actually, in my opinion, a step up, but that's me. Then you have a woman, we turn the other way, we have Genevieve Tobin. Genevieve Tobin was a stage actress as a child. She began, her family was just how it was. She made screwball comedy. She made movies with Jimmy Stewart, with Cary Grant, Conrad Nagel, Rosalind Russell, and then I believe in the 1940s, she married a director named William Kiley, and she quit acting and never did anything again. Next one is empty. Thomas Tully. Thomas Tully. This is an interesting story. Thomas Tully, first of all, I mean, he was the captain in the Caine Mutiny. He was the captain that Humphrey Bogart, I believe, was relieving in the Caine Mutiny. Just a character actor, a number of different things. But most notably, in 69 or 70, he was entertaining the troops with Bob Hope in Nam, and he got an infection. And when he got back, his leg got amputated from the hip down, and then that caused other problems, and eventually it killed him. I mean, the man died essentially because he went and entertained the troops in Vietnam, and that's a sacrifice and a half right there. Next one is blank. This is a personal favorite. This is Gail Storm. Gail Storm was my first television crush. Growing up, I watched the Gail Storm show, My Little Margie. Susanna was okay, but My Little Margie was the show as far as I was concerned. Her name was actually Josephine Cottle when she was born. She actually got 3 stars on the same day on the Walk of Fame. There's this one for television, there's one for radio, and one for film, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. No, a song, music, rather. They're both on Vine. But just Gail Storm. I just love me some Gail Storm. Next one is empty. John Conte. John Conte was an actor. He also he went on to he had a show. He started a show called Matinee Theater, which was a live drama. Became one of the first television shows on television when television became television. And then he quit acting and things like that, and directing and stuff like that. And he opened up a place called KMIR TV in Palm Desert. Jane Withers. Jane Withers is one of the nicest people I've ever met in my life. She is Josephine the Plumber. That's who most people would know her from. Otherwise, you might know her. She was in Bright Eyes with Shirley Temple back in 1934. Jane Withers. I liked Shirley Temple. I love Jane Withers. Jane Withers could do impressions. She would, as a child, she did impressions of W.C. Fields. She was just amazing. And she collected, we talked about collecting things and stuff like that. She's still with us, thank God, as far as I'm sure. But she's just, she's Jane Withers, and she's just a delight. I love Jane Withers. Van Heflin. Van Heflin got his star, well, again, that's the same thing. But here's the thing, Van Heflin, he was only ever, this is for television, he did a number of westerns and stuff like that. He got nominated for a supporting actor for a movie called Johnny Eager in 1941, and he won. It was the only time he got nominated, and he won, and it was the first time a gangster was ever won an Academy Award, which I thought was kind of interesting. Further down, we got Pauline Stark. Pauline got some soda or something spilled on top of her, apparently. But Pauline was discovered by D.W. Griffith in a crowd scene in Birth of a Nation. And her own quote was, I was a white girl in the morning and a colored girl in the afternoon. And last but not least, we're going to end here with William Wellman, Wild Bill Wellman. Wild Bill Wellman was... well, he just did a lot of different movies. We'll talk more about him. I got a lot more to go in about him, so we're going to talk about him later. We'll stop here at Pep Boys. Pep Boys, which began in Philadelphia. A lot of people don't realize that. It began in Philadelphia with these guys named Manny, Mo, Jack, and Mo. And they each had put in $200. And it was called the Pep Automotive Supply. And then the cops in the neighborhood, whenever somebody had like their lights out or something like that, the cops say, go see the boys down at Pep, because they're called Pep Automotive Supply. And it became the Pep Boys. And then slowly one of them went away, but they've always used the same people and stuff like that. But we're going to stop here at Pep Boys for right this second. So, again, here we are. We're going to stop here. We are outside the Pep Boys with Wild Bill Wellman. Wild Bill Wellman directed Wings, the first movie to win an Academy Award, and the first version of Star is Born, things like that. It's just it's got a really interesting story because he did a lot of different things. Further down the street is Funko. You can see people are lined up at Funko. The next segment after this I'm going to be doing is going to be the South Side. Over there, we're going to talk about the Fonda Theater. And the people in front of the Fonda Theater. So, thanks for joining me. Again, this is telling you the story of Hollywood's most famous sidewalk. Thanks for enjoying another episode of 40 Feet of Fame, and I'll see you next time. Thanks very much. Later.